Welcome to Cupid's Logic, where love meets predictive intelligence. We decode attraction, conflict, attachment, and compatibility, so you can know if it will last before you commit.
One night, you're trading playlists and laughing, then slowly the check-ins thin out and apologies become footnotes. It feels like betrayal, but often it's a curve you can read.
Welcome to Cupid's Logic. I'm Craig Pruitt. Today we're going to look at that slow fade and turn it into something you can measure.
Here's the promise. In the next 10 minutes, you'll get a simple curve to visualize the fade, 3 diagnostic signals to spot where you are, and a short, repeatable audit you can do tonight. No panic, just clarity. Picture early chemistry like a fast current. Rapid responses, generous assumptions, a lot of goodwill stored in that early emotional bank. Then life time shifts the current. Work stress, tiredness, routines, and the feeling changes. Most of that is normal adaptation, but sometimes the slope is steeper, and that's what I call the honeymoon decay curve, a predictable sequence of small losses that compound.
Signal 1 is repair capacity dropping. Early on, mistakes get patched, an apology that lands, a corrective action, a follow-up that shows you learned something. When repair capacity falls, apologies sound hollow or disappear. Defensiveness replaces curiosity. You get quick fixes that never actually fix the underlying feeling.
I have seen this over and over. People expect a single big fight, but it's usually small, boring things. Why do we miss them? Because they don't scream, they leak, and leaks eventually sink the ship.
Here's an immediate test for repairs. Look back 2 weeks. Count the moments where someone tried to actually fix a hurt. Not a quick sorry that moves on, but a change, a follow-up, a conversation that lands. If meaningful repairs are rare, that's an early warning.
Signal 2 is micro-withdrawals. No dramatic exits, just small pullbacks. Late replies, canceled low-stakes plans, less curiosity across the table. They're tiny, plausible, and easy to excuse, but each one reduces the chance to reconnect and to heal the next small wound.
When I say micro-withdrawals, think of them like small dents in a car that nobody fixes. Eventually, the dents change how the car runs. That's the scale here. Gradual, cumulative.
Signal 3 is narrative drift. At first, you tell the same story about the relationship. The jokes, the plans, the we language. Over time, one person's private story can shift toward me, while the other still uses we. Or your timelines diverge. Different ideas about moving in, children, or how weekends look. That split in story shows you're no longer co-authoring the same future.
Okay, let's do the 3-minute behavioral audit I promised. Do this out loud or write it down.
60 seconds on repairs. In the last 2 weeks, how many fixes actually changed behavior? Say the number out loud. 60 seconds on withdrawals. Name 3 tiny pullbacks, late texts, canceled walks, short answers. Were they explained or ignored? 60 seconds on the story. Finish this sentence for you and your partner. In 2 years, we will. Do your answers match, or do they pull in different directions? Write the divergence down. Good. That took 3 minutes and gave you behavioral data, not feelings turned into verdicts, but observable signals. Treat it like that, information you can test again. Now, a simple repair pathway you can try right away. First, name one repair ritual, a 2-minute end-of-day check-in where each person names one thing that went well and one small adjustment. Second, schedule 3 micro-commitments over 2 weeks. A walk, a distraction-free coffee, a shared playlist exchange. Third, set an observation window. Give these a 3 to 6 week run and collect the same audit again.
If repairs pick up and pullbacks fade, that's a good sign. Keep doing what's working and keep tracking progress. If after 6 weeks real repairs are still rare, micro-withdrawals increase, or your stories diverge deeper, slow down major commitments. Don't move in. Pause engagement timelines. Protect your years from predictable risk.
A quick example. I worked with a couple who logged 4 micro-withdrawals in 2 weeks. Late texts, curt answers, missed walks. They tried nightly 2-minute check-ins and 3 micro-commitments. Within 3 weeks, the number of meaningful repairs tripled and their shared story tightened. That's the hopeful path.
Contrast that with another pair who ignored the drift and accelerated planning. They hit a deeper crisis later where rebuilds were slow and expensive. The difference? Early measurement and modest, intentional action. A quick caution. This curve is probabilistic, not prophetic. It raises the odds, it doesn't decree the future. Use it to gather evidence, not to justify panic or manipulation. If you want more precision, the Prism Mini Report at cupidslogic.com translates these behaviors into compatibility signals so you can decide with more certainty.
So, recap in plain language. Watch repair capacity. Watch tiny pullbacks. And watch whether your shared story still points the same way. Do the 3-minute audit. Run short experiments for 3 to 6 weeks, and then decide whether to repair or to slow down. Small steps, intentional tracking, less guessing, more evidence.
Thanks for listening to Cupid's Logic. Remember, you're not bad at relationships. You've been flying blind. If this episode landed for you, I would love to hear your thoughts at cupidslogic.com. Be honest with yourself and give your relationship the data it deserves.
Are you ready for the truth? Visit cupidslogic.com. Then come back and tell me what you found.
This has been Cupid's Logic. Stop flying blind in love. Visit cupidslogic.com and let the Prism engine reveal what your relationship data already knows.